everybody, welcome back to CJ's Card Corner. Today on this beautiful, kind of dreary Friday, I want to talk about specific chase cards and why they are ridiculously important when it comes to choosing a set to invest in, choosing a set that's going to explode next, choosing a set that's going to be popular 5 to 10 years from now, or choosing a set to buy and flip quick. So let's start off right away by talking about some of the more notable sets that have massive potential in the past and massive future potential because of their chase cards. We'll start with the obvious one, Evolving Skies. So Evolving Skies is probably the most well-known modern set that is in existence. And the reason for that is because it has arguably the most famous Pokemon card maybe ever in all of modern Pokemon. It might be the most famous Pokemon card of all time. At least that is widely acceptable to be owned or gotten by the average collector. Because, you know, obviously the Illustrator Pikachu or the Illustrator Pokemon or the Poncho Pikachus, they're not exactly easy to get for the average collector. Not to say that you can't go out and purchase them, because you can. The Poncho Pikachus, they're thousands. They're not something that you can just pick up on the street. They're ones you actually have to seek out and go purchase from someone else or another collector or a shop owner, because they're difficult to get your hands on. The Moonbryon, on the other hand, is accessible to just about everyone. It can be purchased just about anywhere, and there are a ton of them on the market. There's a ton of PSA 8, 9s, and 10s. They are readily available on eBay, they're readily available on TCG Player, and they're accessible to just about everyone anywhere. Now, they're very expensive, but they're still available. So let's talk about why Evolving Skies is so huge. Ultimately, it's not just that card. Chase card in a set absolutely matters and is absolutely important to the future investment of that set. If you buy a set, say, like Battle Styles, it's not a horrible set, but it's also not a good set. There are hardly any chases in that set. It's used widely as a bad set and considered a pretty bad set, and it's why the booster boxes really haven't increased in value all that much. You can use an example like Obsidian Flames. Really, the only card in that set worth anything is the high-end Charizard in the set. And it's not a bad card, it's not a bad art, but it's really easy to pull, and it's literally the only card in that set that's worth pulling. So what have we seen from Obsidian Flames and Battle Styles? Well, the price goes up because of scarcity, and then it kind of plateaus. Eventually it will continue to rise, but it is not going to have that massive explosion that we're seeing with 151 and Ascended Heroes as one of the newer sets, or even some of the older Sword and Shield sets like Lost Origin and Fusion Strike. Those sets have really high-end chase cards. Fusion Strike is a really great example. It also is really not that great of a set. The Gengar is what people hunt in that set. And it's popular and expensive because of that one card, that chase card, because Gengar is one of the most popular Pokemons in Pokemon history. Just like Mewtwo and Charizard and Pikachu. It's why Surging Sparks eventually will go up in value, because people will hunt that Pikachu. Now that one's an interesting one. That Pikachu is both hated and loved by a lot of people. It's popular, but not that popular. And the Pikachu's not going to be one that is going to be as crazy as some of the others. And I think of Vivid Voltage a lot like that. Vivid Voltage has that secret rare Pikachu, and that card is still pretty cheap, and it's still the top chase in that set for most people. And that set has continued to underperform, in my opinion. Again, you could buy it at $100, so right now with it being $400 or $500 a box, yes, it's still a great investment, 2 or 3 years ago. But now, I would say that it's not going to go up all that much over the next couple of years. Sword and Shield will continue to go up and rise, so it will rise with it because people will buy it thinking it's the cheapest set, and they're going to buy it to have it or to rip it or to own it. You're not going to see a lot of these sets with high-end chases continue to be popular. You want to buy in or invest in the sets that have higher end chase cards, even if it's the only card in that set that's a chase. So, like I talked about in my video yesterday, Paldean Fates, prime example. They have a Bubble Mew. They have a Charizard, and both of those are super popular. Both of those will continue to be popular over time. And that set will continue to be expensive and will go up in price and have an explosion at some point when people realize that it's going up and running up in price. I don't know if there will be a buyout or if there'll be somebody will just buy a bunch, or it'll just be steady and it'll be bought over time, and then bam, someone will realize, whoa, there's only 2 boxes left. That's what happens. As time goes on, product becomes scarce. With these sets that have higher end chases, they are more likely to be opened. They are more likely to be ripped and less likely to be stuck on a shelf like these back here. They are less likely to be held sealed and more likely to be opened. And when that happens, there becomes less product on the shelf, it becomes more scarce, it becomes more difficult to get your hands on, and as time goes on, those sets tend to perform better than sets with non-high-end chase cards or non-chase cards in general. And every set has its own chase, but are they the top of the line chases like the new Mega Charizard in Phantasmal Flames? I think we can all agree that for the most part, that set's pretty bad. The only thing that's carrying that set, and I admit that I was wrong on that set, but the only thing carrying that is that Charizard. And yes, it might be the best Charizard artwork we've ever seen. So is that set worth investing in? Absolutely it is. Absolutely it's worth investing in, because that Charizard is going to be sought and ripped for years to come. And our kids are going to want to open that for nostalgia down the road so that they can pull that Charizard, because they're going to want it. Even if they print another amazing Charizard, which they inevitably will, they are going to search for this card, and there's going to come a time when it gets difficult to get your hands on it, just like anything else. The Gengar from Fusion Strike, the Giratina from Lost Origin, the Mewtwo from Pokemon Go. They're different. All of them are different. Which 2 of those 3 are you going to shop for? I'll wait. Because the answer is very simple. The Giratina and the Gengar are super sought after chase cards. The Mewtwo is still a chase, but Pokemon Go is not a high-end chase set. It does not have that crazy great card that everybody's going to search for in 20 years. Now, it's going to continue, like I mentioned before, to go up in price, like it always has. But you could buy that Mewtwo at $25 at launch. Now I think it's what, 50 or 100, but it's not where a lot of these other chases are, and it's arguably considered a pretty bad set. So if you're going to search for an investment, if you're going to search for that next big spot to put your financial money or put your next big investment for your future, make sure that you're looking into what has a big chase. What set has that card that everybody's going to search for, that everybody's going to try and rip, that everybody's going to try and open 5 or 10 years from now? Because if you do that, you are more likely to succeed, not only long term, but if you're just trying to flip, say you want to buy into the next big set and you'd rather buy this set now and then wait a year, flip it into the next big set, like a lot of people do. If you're going to do that, make sure you're buying a set right now that has a chase. Buy Ascended Heroes. Don't buy Perfect Order. Buy Paldean Fates. Don't buy Paradox Rift. Like, all those YouTubers were right. Paradox Rift went up. But it's not this amazing set with a super high-end chase card that everybody's going to want 10 years from now. I'm not saying it's a bad set, because I actually like Paradox Rift. But the chases in that set are not high-end. Buy a set that has a chase that everyone's going to continue to chase. And then you'll be set up forever on that investment, and you won't have to worry about it. It will always make you money. It'll always move forward, and you'll be happy long term, or even in the short term if you decide to flip it. Please tell me down below what you think. Comment if you find a chase that you're super into chasing that you want to rip for. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. Thank you so much for checking out another one of my videos. Go check out some of my other ones. I put them in here somewhere. You'll see them on the screen. But thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a great day.